Industrial piercing pain cannot be overemphasized. It is painful. As far as I'm concerned, that is damage because I was perfect until that guy touched me. Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. If you're new, thanks for dropping by, and if you're a returning subscriber, I love you. You guys, we're having our first story time finally on this channel. I'm so excited to be doing this, and I do hope you watch this video from there because there are going to be takeouts, especially if you're one who loves piercing, tags, and stuff like that generally. So get your tea, popcorn, and whatever you need to keep your company. So as you can probably tell from the title, I'll be talking about my industrial piercing journey with you. I'm talking about from the moment I got pierced, which by the way is excruciatingly painful. I'm not kidding. I think that's the most painful experience I've had. Industrial piercing pain cannot be overemphasized. It is painful. I do know we all have different thresholds for pain, which mine I know is really low, but it is painful. Ask anyone who's ever got industrial piercing, they will tell you it is painful. Yes, bear that in mind. It's so sensitive. Hair products must not get in the way. If your hairstylist or whoever is making your hair, they have to take extra caution not to touch it because the littlest touch on it can trigger an irritation and you just begin to react to it generally. So I think it's really discomforting. And for other people who would heal well, it's just going to be for a period of time. I mean, if you manage it properly and you heal, you can just go back to just doing your things normally. Another thing is the aftercare required of this piercing, and trust me, this is one of the most important part of this piercing, the aftercare, and this is where I goofed. Different piercers will tell you different things, but for me, one of the things they told me to do is clean twice daily with sea salt. For me, those were the two things I used. Not to roll the barbell. Looks something like this. Don't touch the barbell, don't roll it, and not to lay on that side obviously. And trust me, the most important part is really this, because the way you handle your aftercare would largely depend on how your piercing will turn out. For me, like I said, I goofed, so maybe, just maybe, this is why my piercing turned out the way it did. But I tried. I mean, I really did try. Not like I was completely careless. No, I got to Nigeria. I needed to renew my international passport and I was asked to take out the barbell. Understandably so. But I knew the implication of turning or twisting this piercing, and not just that, pulling it out completely. It was from that moment that my piercing story changed. Not only did I take out the barbell, I misplaced it. I looked everywhere for it. I tried to replace it, but I couldn't find. Fast forward to coming back here. Oh boy, my first point of call was to go to my piercer and then boom, buy my industrial piercing, and life continues. Man proposed. Unfortunately for me, it was at that point I discovered that my industrial piercing, my precious piercing that I withstood all sorts of pain for, had slightly closed. So I beckoned on the guy, okay, at this point, what do I do? And he was like, okay, it's closed, so decision is mine. I was gingerly walking out of that place, and then still voices began to ring in my head. Oh, blessing, are you going to just let this pain you bought go for nothing? Are you not going to go through another pain? If you could do it the first time, why can't you do it now? It was at that point I was like, no, hey you, can you pierce? And he was like, why not? And I was like, come and pierce this. And majestically, he walked towards me and did the damage. Yes, guys, as far as I'm concerned, that is damage because I was perfect until that guy touched me. Now, in hindsight, I would have done one of these. Just let that person be the moment I was told it had closed, or go back to the guy that actually did pierce me the first time, because that guy came highly recommended. Sadly, I didn't go to him, and from that moment, it was from one medical appointment to the other. Visiting doctors, asking to see ear specialists, piercing specialists. I mean, I got all sorts. This was the piercing he replaced for me. Some said I needed to get titanium, which could actually stop the bleeding and all that I was going through. I got this, all for treatment. I got this, and so much more that I actually had to throw out. These are the ones that I used last that worked for me. Now, the breakthrough, which I only just discovered, was meeting a doctor who was honest enough to tell me what other people should have told me. Maybe I might not have listened because I didn't listen to this guy the first time. I went for an appointment, he looked at the ear and he told me, "Do you want the truth?" I said, "Sure." I said, "You need surgery." And now, this one, they find money. I didn't argue with him, but I knew that this hospital, first and last time, I went on buying more things, and you cannot lie to yourself. I saw that I wasn't getting any better. This thing was becoming more painful than it originally was. So, me by myself took myself to that doctor. I was like, what were you saying the last time? And he was like, "Okay, this I would have recommended, but from all you said, this is your history, you've done all of this. The last thing, the only solution for you is surgery." And I'm now like, okay, what is the implication of this surgery? And when he told me, I was shook because this piercing is really cheap compared to the thousands of TL I had to spend to take out this piercing. Like, how did I get here? And he told me that, "What findings did you make before you went on ahead to get this?" And I said, "Nothing. Just when I said I wanted to get pierced." And he blamed me for that, which I actually take responsibility for. That is why I would allow myself to be an involuntary scapegoat. Don't underestimate these things. Make your findings. He told me black people are prone to keloids, which eventually was the turnout of this piercing, to be very honest. It ended in keloid, and I had to get the surgery done. So black people are prone to keloids. There was actually some kind of test that could have been performed on me to know if I was a good candidate for this piercing. But God knows, even if they told me from that beginning, I wouldn't have even gone to do all these things because it's going to be some kind of money. So why not just try pierce, and if it works fine, it doesn't work, I take it out. But now I know better. So like I said, just learn from my mistakes. Don't just do things carelessly like that. And it could have been worse. He showed me pictures of patients who he's had to operate on, and when I saw those, I actually thanked God that mine wasn't serious. I am quickly going to roll some clips now, and please, I crave your indulgence. Viewers' discretion is highly, I emphasize, highly advised.
So we're done with it. When you're ready, you can come through.
Okay. Wow. Thank you. Was that gross? Yes. And I'm sorry I shared, but I just had to because I need you to understand what I'm talking about. These things we take for granted are actually serious. They are a big deal. Now, the most annoying part for me is the tests that I could have done pre-surgery, I did post-surgery. How does that make sense? Well, that's what happened. This is the pathology report from the surgery I had done, and it just goes on to say the size of the keloid that was taken out and just a few other details talking about my tissues and all of that. Now, this could have made me understand from the beginning that I was never a candidate for any of these things. Now, this is what I want to be or take out. Like I said, let me be an involuntary scapegoat. Don't take any of these things for granted whatsoever. Not piercing, not tattoos. I mean, I'm sure a lot of people are aware of the risks of tattoos, but not much awareness for piercings. That is the end of my TED Talk. So be super kind enough to yourself to make as much findings as you possibly can before you go ahead to do piercing or even tattoos, and know what you're signing up for. I mean, it could be this, it could be that, it could go left, it could go south. So just make sure you know what you're signing up for and know the risks you're taking, and just be ready for whatever outcome. A lot of people have industrial piercings and other types of riskier piercings, if I can say that, but they necessarily didn't have the turnout of my piercing. So we did on a scale, weigh, and you, my friend, have the final say. With this, we've come to the end of this video, guys. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today, and please help me press the like button. Do subscribe if you aren't already subscribed. I will see you in my next video. Bye bye. Hey, that was my memory. Your star needs food, and I need water to rinse my mouth. This is what will give me the inspiration. Now, I know the job.